So I used to be the type of person that when I would find out someone didn't like me or talked crap about me, I would literally spend the rest of my day, the rest of my week, screaming, crying, throwing up, sliding down the wall. And I would get so attached to people and having friends that I allowed a lot of toxic people into my life, and sometimes even let myself be the brunt of their jokes or let them disrespect me. But listen, the moment I stopped caring about what other people thought about me and learned to detach is the minute I genuinely started living and being genuinely happy. So I'm going to teach you exactly how to be unbothered, stop caring about what other people think, and cut toxicity out of your life so that you genuinely start living for you. So first things first, you have to be honest with yourself, okay? And ask yourself, why am I so bothered and attached to people and things in life? Whether it's a toxic friend, a rude comment someone said about you, or someone you like not texting you back, first you have to become self-aware. Why do you care so much about what other people think? Why are you trying to win these people over? And listen, I'm calling myself out when I say this, okay? We all sometimes get so caught up about what other people think of us that it literally consumes our headspace, our sanity, our peace. All of us to a certain extent care a lot about what other people think about you. Like, no one really likes to be disliked, you know? But when other people's opinions become so important to us that we prioritize their opinion over our own, that is when you are in dangerous territory, okay? And when you start to think like this, you don't really act like yourself anymore. You start to feel more anxious and you overthink. All right, listen, so I'm gonna give you guys a few scenarios.
Hello, not you showing your booty on camera.
Say hi to Pika, you guys. All right, Miss Girl. So I'm gonna start off with giving you guys a few scenarios, and then I want you to be honest if you would remain completely unbothered and stay detached in these situations, or if you think it would make you feel anxious and overthink. So number one, let's say you're supposed to meet a friend at a restaurant. You get there before your friend, it's a super packed restaurant, and your friend texts you, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna be like 45 minutes late. So you have to sit in the restaurant by yourself, and then you realize this restaurant is actually super fancy, and you're kind of underdressed, and you look around and you realize that everyone else is sitting with their friends, their significant others. You're the only person in this restaurant sitting alone. Number two, you're texting someone you really, really like, and then you decide to send a kind of risky, flirty text, and then they don't reply for 4 hours. And then they just ghost you completely. Three, you're at a party and a friend introduces you to their friend. And for some reason, the friend is kind of rude to you. They seem like they don't really even want to have a conversation with you, but still you try to be as friendly as you can. And then the next day, you find out that that person was talking crap about you. Four, you find a new group of friends and you really like hanging out with them, but then one day you find out that they all hung out without you, and they just tell you that they forgot to invite you. So all of these 4 scenarios are all exact scenarios that I have personally been in. And when all these scenarios happened, I replayed these exact scenarios in my head 50 million times. And it was so burned in my brain for so long, I still remember it to this day. So if you're like me and you would be bothered and overthink and be anxious in these scenarios, you probably could use some work on detachment, which, coming from the most anxious person, if I can do it, I promise you can too. Our need to impress and be liked by others, to prove ourselves, valuing other people's opinion over our own, is because we base our value not on our own perception and understanding of ourselves and who we genuinely are, but what we seem like to other people on the outside. So like in these scenarios, right? Even though you literally have a friend that's on the way that is running late, you probably feel anxious being seen alone at this like super nice fancy restaurant. Everyone else has their boothing and their friend groups around you except for you. And you might overthink like, oh, they probably think I'm a loser. I'm sitting here alone. Even though you know in your head, your friend is literally on the way. And scenario number 2, this guy or girl that you've been texting that you really like, since they haven't answered in hours, you're like suddenly not eating, you're super anxious, thinking about them the whole day just because they haven't texted you back. But do you even really like them? Did that person genuinely take the time to get to know you other than just texting conversation? If not, their decision to ghost you is based on their own perception of you, not who you really are. Does that make sense? Also, ghosting, okay? I don't care who it is. Whoever decides to ghost you, instead of communicating like, hey, this isn't working for me, or hey, listen, I don't think we should be friends, if they don't have the common respect or decency to tell you before cutting you off, they are not even worth an ounce of your time, okay? Them ghosting you is enough for you to know this person does not deserve to be in my life. And that's how I feel about that, because I have been ghosted before and it is not fun. The third scenario, if a friend of a friend that you never even met before is suddenly just being rude to you and you find out they're talking crap about you, did you ever stop to think that if a stranger who you barely know feels the need to be rude to you for no reason, that says a lot more about them than it says about you? You, and I'm talking about us, because me too. We care more about what other people think and how we seem in the eyes of other people rather than who we actually are. So why are people toxic towards you? You might not realize, but some of them might even be your friends, your family, your loved ones, or even complete strangers. If people are genuinely rude, toxic towards you, and disrespect you, it says a lot about them. I know it sounds so corny, but it is true. There's this saying, only hurt people hurt people. And coming from someone who used to have such low self-esteem, I would literally look in the mirror and think I was the ugliest thing alive. I used to have extremely low self-esteem. And if I'm being honest with you guys, when my depression was at its worst, that's when I was the biggest hater. Like, I was the biggest hater on earth. If I saw a really pretty girl on Instagram, I'd be like, oh, she probably doesn't look like that in person. Or if I see someone in a really happy relationship, I'd be like, oh, their relationship is probably so fake and they're probably so toxic towards each other. Like, I was just negative vibes. I was not it. I'm not gonna lie. I was very negative vibes. But it was because of my low self-esteem, I felt the need to hate on other people. But now that I am genuinely happy and so grateful for the life that I have now, and I'm constantly working to improve myself as a person, when I see other people winning, I am genuinely happy for them and I look up to them instead of hating on them and their downfall. And even when I happen to meet someone that I particularly don't vibe with and maybe not like, I never ever feel compelled to take the time or energy or mental space to even hate on them or talk crap about them and like go out of my way to spread negative energy. I just don't have time or energy for that. And that's what happens when you actually know who you are and you're confident in the person that you are. So try to stop taking things so personally. If people are being toxic or hateful towards you, that is on them, and let them be hateful and toxic and don't interact. And if you have low self-esteem and self-worth, it's so easy to base your worth based on other people's opinion of you. That's why you want them to like you, because them liking you tells you that, oh, I'm a likable person, or oh, I'm a good person, instead of you actually genuinely being a good person. You know what I mean? When you base it on other people's opinion of you, it's not sustainable. Because listen, you could be Bill Gates donating billions, you could be like the nicest, sweetest, most beautiful person. You're gonna run into someone that might not like you. That's okay. There's not a single person on this planet that is liked by every single person that they meet. So it's really important that you find your own self-worth and respect. You know, you gotta ask yourself the hard questions. Am I a genuinely good person? Do I care about myself and do I care about others? When people are talking to me, do I genuinely listen and care? Am I compassionate and understanding? So shift your mentality. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you do not have control over other people, only yourself and your emotions and who you choose to surround yourself with. So when you're secure in yourself and who you are as a person, no one else can take that from you, no matter what they do. When you genuinely work on yourself, even if it's 0.0001% every single day, to just be a better person, a kinder person, more successful, etc., you know yourself, what you bring to the table, and you are not going to be faced by other people and their opinions about you. If you spend the rest of your life trying to curate people's perception of you, you will live the rest of your life miserable. Like, even all the scenarios that I mentioned to you guys, these are all external scenarios that you have no control over. You could try your hardest, but ultimately, not everyone is going to like you. The only control you have is your perception and your understanding of yourself. Like, even the most likable person in my eyes, there's someone else out there in the world that doesn't like them. If you know yourself and you know that you're a good person, not a perfect person, because not everybody is, then you inherently understand that their opinion of you is not a fact. It's an opinion, which, by the way, they are entitled to. Even if they're like a super rude, hateful person, they are still entitled to their opinion and you can't control it. So let them do them. And then, you know, you do you. You bettering yourself and striving to be a good person and a better person every day is a fact. Their opinion is not a fact. This is something I really had to work on. And I'm not gonna lie, it took me a while. If for some reason someone doesn't like me or they say something mean about me, I evaluate myself and everything that I have control over. So it's all about self-accountability. I have worked on myself to become a more confident person, a more engaging and a genuinely nice person. But you know, I am not perfect. Maybe that day I met them, I was having an off day. Maybe I was having a bad day. Maybe I was on my period. Maybe I did happen to come off rude and standoffish to somebody. And then I understand, like, oh, this person's perception of me is not who I actually am. It's only from that one interaction. So that's not me. So I am not gonna trip or stress over this person not liking me. And I'm not saying that everyone that dislikes you, you ultimately have to think that they're some type of hater or they're jealous of you. But realistically speaking, there are a lot of people that are haters and genuinely jealous of you. But the only opinion that should matter is you and of yourself. You know, like when I first started my YouTube channel, I was so terrified of what people were gonna say about me. I was in college when I started, but I was even thinking about people from high school that I literally have not talked to in years. Like, oh my gosh, what are they gonna say about me? Oh my gosh, they're probably watching my YouTube videos right now making fun of me. They're probably saying like, ew, what is she doing? She thinks she's an influencer or something. And now, years later of me doing YouTube, the only regret I have to this day is that I didn't start earlier. I am not thinking about what people from high school are thinking about me, and I'm not thinking about whether some friends are gonna hate on me for starting YouTube. Which, by the way, if any of your friends are hating on you for whatever reason, they are not a friend, and you should probably reevaluate the friendship, because any friends that don't support you and love on you and are your biggest cheerleader, they don't deserve to be in your space or your area. Actually, I remember there's this TikTok that I saw recently. It was a little cheesy, I'm not gonna lie. It was like something along the lines of, a millionaire isn't going to make fun of you for starting your own business. A successful YouTuber is not gonna make fun of you for posting your first video. And this is so true. Like, you are sitting here so worried about what other people think of you and if they're gonna hate on you. But the people who are actually successful and in the position that you want to be in, they are not going to hate on you. People that you look up to and you want to be like and emulate, their opinion should matter, not the people that are literally just sitting there doing nothing and hating on you. Do everything in your power and your control and leave the rest up to fate. This is actually something I really had to learn when it came to making friends, because I used to be that girl. I was obsessed with making friends and having friends. Otherwise, I felt like lost in life. If you genuinely did everything in your power to put yourself out there, make friends, get to know somebody, make plans, hang out with them, and that person for whatever reason isn't reciprocating the energy, you're not meant to be friends with that person. And that's it. You recognize that that's the fact, and then you just let it go. It should never feel like pulling teeth trying to keep people in your life. If they don't want to be a part of it, then they don't deserve to. Right now in my life, I have the least friends that I ever had, and I am genuinely the happiest I've ever been. And even though I don't have that many friends, I have a small group of friends. Those friends I know are ride or dies. Like, they are so supportive of me. I'm so supportive of them. I used to have friends around me that I was questioning whether they wanted to be friends with me. Friendships and relationships should be serving you. It shouldn't be causing you stress or anxiety. And if you find that it's taking more from you than what you're getting from the relationships, cut it off, okay? Your time and energy is limited and it is precious. You know, everyone says that, like, life is short, blah, blah, blah. It is so true. I am 23 now, and sometimes I have to remind myself that I am not 17, 18 anymore. Because inside, I still feel so young. Everything is an energy and time exchange. Listen, if you are staying up late worried about if someone texted you back, you are actively wasting your time and your energy. I used to overthink so much when someone didn't text me back. I would literally be up all night just like waiting for them to text me back. No. That was clown version Lena. Now, if I text somebody and they don't text me back for hours, literally what I do is I say, interesting. I can either spend the rest of my day stressing about it and feeling anxious and not have a good day, or I can put away my phone and enjoy the rest of my day. Like, I used to be so stressed whenever someone wouldn't text me back, especially if it was someone that I liked. Oh my gosh, they haven't responded to me in 3 hours. They probably hate me. They don't like me anymore. They're probably seeing someone else that they like better. And I would just like overthink myself to the death. Now, you know what my energy is? Maybe something came up with their family. Maybe they're super busy with work. Maybe they did ghost me and they don't like me anymore. Fine. A person that feels okay ghosting me and not respecting me enough to just let me know, like, hey, not feeling this anymore, then I don't even want him. I don't even want them in my life anyway. So thank you for letting me know. So do what's in your control, control your own emotions, and let them do what they want to do. If they want to text you back, fine. If they don't want to text you back, that's fine too. Now you know you don't want them in your life. So stop overthinking. This is the hardest thing for me because I am a chronic overthinker. But there's actually this book I read. It's called Untethered Souls. I highly recommend it, especially if you struggle with anxiety like me. And basically in the book, they talk about that overthinking voice that tells you in your head, like, everyone in the gym is staring at you. Everyone thinks you're a loser. Oh, you look hideous in this outfit. Why did you wear this? Oh, you have no friends. No one wants to be friends with you. That little voice in your head telling you these negative little things, the book actually calls it your roommate. So they tell you that overthinking voice, you have to see it as an actual person that lives with you in your head. So it's not you telling yourself this, it is literally somebody else. And in the book, they say that if you had a roommate sitting next to you on the couch telling you the thoughts that you're telling yourself in your head, you would literally be like, F off. Like, literally shut up. Like, why are you talking to me? Why are you making up these scenarios in my head making me anxious? Like, shut up. So that's how you have to be to your inner roommate and be like, F off, shut up. I'm in control of myself and my own emotions. You can pipe down. Stop trying to prove yourself to other people. Have you ever proved anything to yourself first? Have you proved to yourself that you are a very disciplined, capable person and you take care of yourself, you love yourself, you respect yourself? That's why I always preach that inner work and bettering yourself is the key to confidence and genuinely feeling comfortable with yourself, so that no other person's opinion or hating toxic person can come into your life and ruin that. Prioritize the people that actually care about you. I would prioritize other people who don't even like me, who are complete strangers and not even my friends. I would prioritize their opinions of me more than my family members, more than my friends, more than my significant other. And I would get so caught up in that I would forget that there are genuine people in my life that genuinely love me and care about me. These toxic people, whoever they are, these strangers' approval that you're trying to get, they are not going to be there for you. God forbid you get into, knock on wood, some type of car accident, or you're in the hospital, or you're going through something in your life. Like, they're not going to be there for you. They're not going to show up for you. So make sure it's your priority to show up for the people that are 100% going to show up for you too. Value the people that value you. Force yourself into the uncomfortable. So what I mean by this, get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Take yourself out, talk to a stranger, eat by yourself at your favorite restaurant, strike up a conversation with a stranger. Stop thinking so serious about interactions and just live your life. That's how you enjoy your life. When you know yourself and you're sure secure in yourself, so you don't give the time of day to toxic, hating people. You are so unbothered by them because you are just living your life and living your best life that you do not care what they think or what they're doing. You will start to realize when you let toxic people go and toxic thoughts go, you'll finally start living for yourself and you will live your best life. Listen, if you're not subscribed already,
What are you doing? Okay, what are you doing?
also if you want to follow me on Instagram, go follow your girl. I love you guys so much and I hope to catch you in my next video. Bye guys!
Taking a ride to Jonathan Lake 눈치 보면서 들어가